What's up, guys? DustinYewy here, and I have the NHL 17 features. So I know a lot of people are going to be uploading feature videos, so just so you guys know, I am an NHL 17 Gamechanger. I have played the game, and ahead I will give you guys a little bit more insight that wasn't kind of released, so like more depth into everything. I've gone through the website, and I've kind of made like slides that I'm going to talk about. Also, there are still things that are unreleased and things that we can't talk about crazily. If it hasn't been released on the feature set, we can't discuss it as Game Changers because we signed an NDA. I'm not entirely sure how long this video is going to be, so I might include timestamps for you guys. So if there's something specific that you want to look into, there will be timestamps, alright? So otherwise, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. Alrighty, so first off, we got the World Cup of Hockey. The World Cup of Hockey is going to be happening before the NHL season this year. It's basically just a international tournament with the NHL players. This is going to have the authentic teams, the authentic jerseys, and such. The only thing I can really note is that the double IHF jerseys that aren't kind of in this, so like some of the other countries and stuff, will still be the double IHF kind of blank jerseys. It's a little bit difficult licensing wise, so I'll just explain it to you guys really fast because there's always like, why is there no double IHF jerseys? So the double IHF works like this for licensing. You have to license each team and each player individually. Because it's not part of the NHLPA, you have to go outside of that to license all the players and everything. I think EA might be able to use the players that are in the game, but in terms of the teams, that all costs money, and all the extra players, that all costs money, which is crazy. Like, think how many teams there is in the double IHF. World Cup of Hockey is a little bit different because it's run by the NHL, so all the players are part of the NHLPA. EA has access to those, as well as the jerseys because it's part of the NHL system. So all these jerseys and logos will be available in the game. And yeah, that's about it. It's basically just the tournament. I'm not sure how many people will use it, but it's there. Alright, so next up is Draft Champions. So a lot of people were excited about this. I think Madden has it. I'm not sure about FIFA. I haven't played FIFA or Madden. Well, I have Madden, but I honestly didn't play it that much this year. But yeah, basically Draft Champions, there's a bunch of different rounds. You draft your HUT team. There's going to be themed drafts. So for instance, there might be like a Young Guns one where you get to pick the best Young Gun players. There might be like a Team Canada one, so it would be players on Team Canada, for instance. So basically all of them are just going to be themed HUT drafts. You're going to have like a base team, and then you basically pick players. I'm not sure because they haven't fully decided on how many players that you're going to draft, but I'm thinking about probably around 12 players maybe. They might be a little bit more, there might be a little bit less. I'm not 100% sure, like I said. Once your team is kind of picked and set up, you can edit your line if you really want to, and then you just jump in and you play games against other players that are playing Draft Champions. So there is going to be rewards. I'm not sure if it's going to be HUT cards in general, or like there might even be packs. Like, I'm not sure. I think it's going to be mostly coin based. I don't think it's going to be crazy like rewards. But again, I haven't played the full version of the game. We played like what was an alpha version. So there was I don't even think there was like certain things in the game still because it is an alpha. But yeah, you will be getting some type of rewards. But I'm not 100% what that would be yet. But yeah, Draft Champions looks pretty sweet. It was actually a lot of fun to play and then kind of jump in against another person. But yeah, that's about it for Draft Champions. Next up is Franchise Mode. Oh man, I'm so excited for Franchise Mode. So player personnel, you get to deal with like your staff budgets, ticket pricing. There's going to be, so you basically set your tickets for each of your zones, for instance like a club zone or a box, etc. And you also get to set your season tickets. There's going to be marketing involved, so you get to do like a ticket drive, set like how much money you want to put into your advertising, that kind of stuff. Arena upgrades. So while you're in franchise mode now, you have to upgrade your arena and maintain it. So each of your areas, for instance like bathrooms, parking lots, even your food vendors, your seating, all that kind of stuff. I think it's your, like, team store where you sell your merch. All of those things have like a durability. So during the season, you have to continuously upgrade and maintain those things. If you upgrade them, you get kind of more. You can get more profit and stuff. But the biggest thing is just to maintain it, because if you don't maintain it, you actually get feedback based on things like ticket prices and maintenance and that kind of stuff. So while you're in setting prices, you'll have kind of like a feedback section for fans, and it'll be like, oh, these tickets are way too expensive, or darn, those hot dogs like suck, like that kind of thing. So yeah, there's also relocation. So basically your owner has to say yes or no to the relocation. There is an option where you can turn always relocate on or off. If you turn it off, you have to basically have the right conditions to be able to relocate and your owner to be able to say yes. If you turn it on, then he always says yes, so you can relocate whatever you want. If you get the relocation, you have to negotiate with the new city. I didn't really get into that much. I kind of wanted to, but just time permitting. We only had 2 days to play the game. For relocation, there is going to be 15 plus cities. I can't really tell you what cities they are because I didn't really get into it. But on easports.com/NHL/ask, that's one of the answers, and they said 15 plus cities. So I'm assuming cities like Seattle, Hamilton, Las Vegas, Quebec, like those kind of cities will be in there. The next thing is concessions, so I kind of just quickly talked about it. As you upgrade concessions, you get more concessions, and you can also sell merch. So concessions would include like hot dogs and kind of food like hamburgers, French fries, poutine if you have it. I also think the concessions are based on your city. I'm not 100% on that. For instance, like somewhere in Canada might have poutine, whereas somewhere lower in the States might not. I'm not 100% on that. But then, yeah, like concessions and merchandising. So you can sell your like jerseys and t-shirts and that kind of stuff and set the prices. And last but not least is the owners. So all the owners, when you start, will have different goals depending on what your team is, if it's a rebuilding or if it's like a championship caliber team. I played as Detroit in it, and one of my goals was to get us another first round pick, and then the other one was to like I think make the playoffs or something. And then there's an overall goal. It's like you're a Stanley Cup caliber team, you should be making the playoffs and winning the cup. If you don't win the cup, it's not the end of the world. Like you're probably not going to get fired. I can tell you that I didn't make the playoffs as Detroit in one of my sims, but because I had made so much money, the owner didn't really care. I got a first round pick out of it, and I did one of the goals, but because I made so much money, he was like, "Oh, okay, you know what? That's fine." I don't know if it's fully tuned yet, so that might change. But on the other side, Tyler, who's Flopfish on YouTube, he was playing as the Vancouver Canucks and basically traded all his players to get young players, and they didn't do very well because they were all low-rated players, and he ended up getting fired because they just had an awful year. Like I think he tried to get as many losses as he could or something. So there's a flip side to that. But overall, franchise mode, oh my god, it's so much fun. There's better quick menus and stuff, and I know I had talked to one of the devs that works on it, and kind of gave him more suggestions on things, just little things here and there that they could add. For instance, like while you're in the sim, that maybe like some kind of goal animation on the team bar there, so you can like see that they scored, or like if they can get a sound in or something. The stats on the calendar, for instance. Maybe from the main HUD, it doesn't show you what the playoff series is. So that kind of stuff I mentioned to them. Will it get in or not? I'm not 100% sure. It might be a patch something. But overall, franchise mode was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So people who like GM mode, I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. It was great. Okie dokie. So next up we got ESHL. There's a bunch of different things. So there's like ranks, arena, part of the team editor, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start off with the player ranks. So they went through and redid and re-added new badges and achievements and stuff. Same with the teams. There's new badges and achievements, and obviously a lot of player/club unlocks, which I will get into in a second. They've also added a bunch more levels. Obviously, I didn't get to see them all because we only played so many games, but it looks like there's going to be a lot more kind of stuff to achieve, just in terms of kind of ranking up and getting through the game, which is going to be a lot more fun. And yeah, now we'll get into more of the ESHL stuff. So to go along with the unlocks, specifically for team, there's a lot of arena progression. So you play to unlock arenas, customization, and basically you start off in a small community rink and work your way up to an NHL size rink. It's going to be based on just kind of winning and getting experience with your team and your club. But even the small community rink is actually like really cool. So when we get when they release some more stuff, it's gonna be sweet. But it's pretty much just like any kind of community rink. It doesn't really have any stands. Then as you move up, you kind of grow into a bigger rink. You get as you kind of progress, you get into CHL rink, so it's a little bit smaller but a little bit nicer. Obviously, move into an AHL and then NHL, obviously. So yeah, the progression is really fun because after you unlock it, you can obviously use whatever rink you want. So if you want to seem like you're just a bunch of scrubs, you could always just play in the community rink and whatever. And then with the unlockables, oh my god, there's so much stuff. So there's props, goal horns, jumbotrons, etc. So as you move and as you get a bigger rink, there becomes more unlockables accessible to you. And I'll get more into those when we kind of talk about the arena creator. So that kind of works into the team editor. Holy crap, you can spend hours in the arena creator and the team editor. So it's very deep. I just put that. There's lots of color zones. I think all the jerseys alone have like 7+ different areas that you can change the color of. It's actually like really crazy. All the logos have a bunch of different color zones as well. That includes all the NHL logos, which you kind of have to unlock as you go. But yeah, it's like it's crazy. The color wheel basically works like how the goalie pads and your stuff worked beforehand. You can pick NHL team colors. You can create your own custom colors, and if you have team colors that you've set personally, it allows you to just go ahead and pick those. In terms of team unlockables, there are a ton. So there's going to be like jersey styles, including like socks, I think glove colors. You're going to have to unlock different logos. There's different number styles. You can put patches on your jersey eventually with alternate logos. You can select goal songs, celebrations, entrances. Oh, it's insane. And then also there's going to be alternate jerseys. So this is something I mentioned to the guys back, I think last year. I said it would be so sick if we could create alternate jerseys. And you can this year. I'm so pumped about it. Because sometimes you just want to like make a really sweet third jersey that you can just randomly use here and there. So along with that, all the team editor stuff is also included in kind of like the custom teams area where you can create a team, or even when you go into franchise mode. So if you relocate, you get to do all of this stuff and recreate kind of what your club looks like, or what your NHL team looks like, your club. But otherwise, yeah, it's absolutely insane how much like on day one of the Gamechangers event, I got there a bit early because I flew in the morning. So I literally sat there and I didn't get through the entire like just arena creation alone. Like I sat there probably about 30 minutes before everyone got there, and I was just like, I was so overwhelmed with all the amount of stuff that there was. And then when I got into the jersey creation, like when we started playing ESHL, I just could not believe the amount of depth there is. So you can literally spend hours. You can pretty much color everything you want. It's actually insane. So yeah, Arena Creator, as I kind of talked about it, it's available in all the different modes. I'm not sure about HUT specifically. I kind of feel like it's not in HUT. I feel like that's something they kind of want to work into HUT eventually, but as of right now, they're kind of working on a lot more other stuff in terms of HUT. So yeah, this is available for Create a Team. It's available in ESHL as you unlock stuff, and in franchise mode when you relocate. So you can color everything from seats, stairs, walls, stanchions, top of the boards, etc. I made like a neon pink top of the boards. It looked so terrible. Deep customization, so you can do this. In the actual game feature set, it says something about the ice surface, but it actually refers to the center ice logo and center ice line style. So you can actually change how the logo kind of sits or looks on your center ice, and then there's also going to be different center ice line styles. I don't even know. So let's say like there's maple leafs along the center ice line, or like arrows, or whatever logo kind of thing. There's also going to be different jumbotron styles and LED styles, props, so goals, entrances, etc., that kind of stuff. And then you can jump in anytime to preview, which is really cool. So while you're creating your arena, I don't know what it is, but you can basically just hit a button and go into the arena and kind of move around, just kind of like a replay camera. So you can like check out how stuff looks. You can zoom in and out and all that kind of stuff. So the arena creator is really neat, and I like it a lot. So hopefully when they kind of release more, we can see a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of the general depth of it. There is way more stuff that I probably missed, but yeah, it's really sweet. Next up on the features was career defining moments. So it's going to be in Be a Pro and other modes. I think it was in EASHL. It might be in HUT. I'm not 100% sure about that. But basically, it just highlights kind of like milestones, and it gives you like cutscenes based on those milestones. So for instance, in Be a Pro, when you score your first goal in the NHL, it'll give you like a sweet cinematic kind of thing after the goal. Usually it'll show your guy like maybe celebrate with his team and like kind of skate by the bench and hit gloves or whatever. But these defining moments, basically, so your first goal, they might, I don't even know, somebody might go grab your puck and give it to you or something. Or the other one that I noticed was the hat trick, your first hat trick. I think they grabbed all 3 pucks and did something with them, etc. So I don't know the list of how many there are, but there are a bunch of cool ones. In terms of Be a Pro, I haven't heard anything because it wasn't on any of the game features highlighting anything. So I'm not going to be able to talk about Be a Pro just yet. I can tell you that it's way better. It works kind of like you would expect it should. But yeah, that's about it, unfortunately, in terms of Be a Pro. I wish I could talk about more, but they haven't released it yet, so you guys are just going to have to hang tight. Alright, so next up is HUT Synergy. And I know Twitter exploded and everyone's like, what the frick is this synergy? So HUT Synergy is basically like a new chemistry type of thing. Before, you had chemistries based on players, kind of based on country and team. But the HUT Synergies basically kind of changed that. So they're based on just who's on your team. And there's different ones. Obviously, the screenshot kind of shows like Dirty Dangler, Offensive Juggernaut, Wicked Wristers, that kind of stuff. But basically, each player has a synergy. They all have kind of 1 point in the synergy. And there's different types of synergies, as I have on here. So there's player synergies. So basically, for instance, the Dirty Dangler, if you have 4 players that have 1 point in Dirty Dangler, all of those players earn the synergy-based boost. So I'm not actually sure. I think it might be deking or something. So if all 4 of those players have the Dirty Dangler, they get a little boost to their dingling skills. And the other type of synergy is the team synergy. So basically, it takes any players that are on the team. Once you've matched, say, I think it's, I don't even know how many points. Let's just say 6 points, for example. So if you get 6 players that all have 1 point in, say, Offensive Juggernaut, your entire team gets the boost. So there's really cool different ways to make your team now. I think there's like speed ones, there's like defensive ones. Basically, all your players, you kind of have to like make a team based on the players now, not based on who's the best. I mean, you can still do that. That's a choice. You could still have all 88 plus players on your team, but you may not get any synergies because all those players don't have the matching synergies together. So it kind of brings a new dynamic to HUT because you can take average players and put them together and make them better, which is really neat. So there's going to be, the market's going to be actually really crazy. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works. I mean, team builds are going to be a lot cooler because you're going to have to make, like, you can make really cool specific team builds based on what you want to do. And yeah, it just brings a whole new dynamic to HUT, which is going to be really, really cool to see. So that's kind of the rundown on synergies. It's going to be really cool to see how it works out. I'm really excited because it made creating a lineup like kind of more of a mini game and like strategy based, because you actually have to place players together based on their synergy if you want to get the boost, rather than just being like, okay, here's all my best players. So yeah, it'll be cool to see. The other new thing in HUT this year is HUT dynamic sets. So there wasn't a ton of information released about that, but I'll give you a quick rundown. So dynamic sets are going to give you rewards, and there's going to be like thematic sets. So I kind of talked about how the HUT draft is going to have, say, for instance, Team Canada players. So a theme might be Team Canada, and maybe you put your players from Team Canada in the set, and then once you create the set, you get a reward. The other thing it's going to be used for really well is getting rid of kind of unused cards. It was on Ask, like the NHL Ask website, but yeah, so if you say have a bunch of bronze players and you don't want them, and you say can't sell them, then you put them in a set and it gives you a reward. So it might be a few coins, it might be like a HUT pack. I'm not sure what else they have in store for the rewards, but that's just kind of an example of how it'll work. So you put players or kind of just items into a set, and it creates something cool for you. I think they've kind of left it a little bit vague just so they can release a bit more. So I'm not going to get too crazy in depth in how it's going to work. But yeah, it's going to add a little bit more into kind of collecting and using your cards. And yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet. So ECHL, the East Coast Hockey League, is in NHL 17. It adds another league to the game. There's no new European leagues, unfortunately, but ECHL is in. That adds, I think, 27 teams or something, which is pretty cool. Another big thing that I was really excited about playing was the authentic goaltending. So new animations, they did a bunch of mocap and got a lot more save animations, better reactions. So goalies are going to make a lot better reactions. If a puck's going to the goalie's glove, hand, shoulder, he will no longer swing his hand to try and glove it. He will actually shrug his shoulder to hit the puck down. And a lot of the new animations actually make for like really sweet saves and really sweet goals, because it kind of makes the goalie a little bit more loose. I don't know how to make that sound better, but basically there was a lot of cool goals we had. We're just basically shooting. You can even just shoot on a breakaway, and you could probably beat the goalie in different ways just because the way the animations work. Now that's not to say that goalies are super easy to score on, because they were not. The new animations actually made it a lot more tough. There's like a goalie lean now when they go into the post and stuff. So for short side goals and stuff like that, you're going to see the goalie kind of lean into the post more so, rather than kind of just, throw his blocker out and miss it, and it goes kind of short side. So the goalies actually try and move into the puck more than they did previously, which is how a goalie really works in real life. And with that is different stances. One of the biggest ones I noticed was we were playing HUT, and I had Jonathan Quick, and he was so low to the ice, the way his stance was. And then on the other side, I can't remember, I think it was Bishop, but he was a bit taller, and just the way his stance was, it looked so cool, just the way he was kind of like way more like his crouch position kind of looked really cool. So yeah, the goalies are really cool. I like them. And yeah, so hopefully they release a little bit more, maybe some videos and stuff, which would kind of help emphasize what I'm talking about here. The next thing that was on the feature set was the Battle for Ice. So there's net battle, stick play, and I put not sticky. So net battles are really cool. You have to actually engage them using a button, and there's going to be new stick play. So they haven't quite worked out how what the button scheme is going to work, but there's going to be extended stick lifts, and the pokes are a lot different and a little bit more accurate. And the biggest thing to note is back when they had net battles, you could basically just skate through the middle of the ice and kind of get like tractor beamed into a net battle. And it was super sticky and you couldn't get out. When we played with net battles, oh man, they're really sweet. So yeah, you can pretty much leave whenever you want. You don't get stuck into it. It's just when you kind of engage the net battle that it happens. So both players kind of have to work into it. But yeah, like I said, you can just roll out of it and move whenever you want, which is great. Then we got Celebrate with Style. So new celebrations. There's a lot of cool celebrations. There's player-specific celebrations, so like one of the trailers, or the main trailer that they released already had Ovi's hot stick. You're going to see famous celebrations. I don't want to ruin them, but for instance, there was a Solani one where he throws up his glove and shoots it. I've wanted that forever, and it's in the game. And then there's really funny celebrations. So I'm not going to ruin the really good one. I hope nobody else does. But for instance, there was the Jose Batista bat throw. So he basically just he kind of like swings his stick and then he like throws his stick out, like just out, like he just kind of throws it how Batista did. It's actually really funny. So yeah, you can unlock celebrations in EASHL to use. I'm not sure how HUT's gonna work because I think it's player specific. I don't know if you can actually edit players in HUT. But yeah, I believe in, say, like if you edited a player and used them in franchise mode or just in like play now, that they could probably have those celebrations, and in Be a Pro obviously. But yeah, the celebrations are really good. I like them. There's a lot to choose from and they're really fun. Next up, there was Own Every Zone on the feature list. Basically, it's just highlighting improved passing, improved pickups, improved pivots, and with the pivots is kind of like the vision control. So the passing did feel a lot better. I don't know. It's kind of hard when you only play for so long to kind of explain it a bit more. But jumping back into 16 after I came back, you could completely feel the difference. The pickups work a lot smoother. You don't miss the puck. Improved pivots. So yeah, I kind of put improved vision control there, but the pivots work a lot better. You don't do as many spins, which is great. And yeah, it's just improved performance in general. The game just feels a lot smoother. Next up is the revamped visual on ice trainer. So the trainer has been kind of improved upon. It kind of helps you more with shooting and your passing and different types of passes and your positioning, and it kind of tells you where to go. I'm not really, like, I don't really use the visual on ice trainer that much, but I can tell you that it was like automatically on when we kind of played. So I did leave it on, and it actually, it's got a really good idea on where to be and like what to do. So I'm hoping that it can help kind of like new players or new hockey players or that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was very helpful if you were a new player, just because it really did show you where you needed to be and stuff. So hopefully it's helpful. And we're almost done. There's the coaching feedback. So coaching feedback has a redone. Specifically, you notice it in Be a Pro, but it's much more detailed. The grades, so like A, B, C, D, E, F. I don't know if there's an E. I don't know. I don't think there was an E. But the grades actually have percentages now, which kind of help you kind of see where you're sitting in that grade. So you could be an A, but you might be, I don't even know what the lowest was, like 80% or something. So you kind of knew, okay, I was doing okay, but I need to improve upon it. And then, especially Be a Pro, like I think it's more Be a Pro specific, but there's better goals and stuff to try and achieve. So there's a nice kind of more variety of goals that are available during the coaching feedback. But yeah, you definitely notice it, and in Be a Pro, and it's gonna kind of with the visual on ice trainer. Hopefully, it's gonna help people get better. Alright, and last thing on the features list is the complete gameplay customization. So the devs have opened up access to every slider in the game. All the sliders have a 100-point slider scale. from 1 to 100 or 0. I think it's 0 to 100. But yeah, it's really intense. There's a Gamechanger that specifically works on sliders. He's like a super hardcore guy, and yeah, he spent like both days just working on sliders, which is like absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, like you go into the slider menu now, and it's ginormous. So you're gonna see a lot, a lot of things when you go into the settings now. When you go into the sliders, it's actually crazy, but super in depth, and you can change whatever you want and make the gameplay exactly how you want it, especially for guys who like the hardcore game. But that is it. That is the NHL 17 features. I tried to go a little bit more in depth with it for you guys. Hopefully there is some kind of new information that you learned from the game. I can say that on the Ask EA Sports NHL website that they did confirm that there will be a trailer on June 22nd. They're going to be at EA Play and I believe E3 this upcoming week. And yeah, so hopefully there might be more info coming out then. I'm not really 100% certain, but I'm very excited for the game. The devs did an unbelievable amount of work this year, so I'm very impressed. I hope you guys got something out of this video, and if you did, please leave a like, and if you want to subscribe, I'll probably cover some more NHL 17 stuff when it's available, and try and give you guys a bit more in-depth that I can talk about. Otherwise, yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.